Thank you, God, for bringing us together this morning with my beautiful friend, Lynn Rose Curtain. Lynn has a gift of connecting in such a high vibration way with so many different instruments. And even as a child, she could feel that music was her passion. And she's been writing songs and singing, bringing her vibration of love to the world through music, and realized that this is her purpose on earth, to be an instrument of love and peace and oneness. Please join me in welcoming Lynn Rose Curtain from Ponte Vedra Beach in the Jacksonville area of Florida. We welcome you, Lynn.
It's wonderful to be here, and I look forward to sharing this song, which is kind of representative of my hospice work through the years, helping people to heal with whatever transitions they were going through. And it's called I've Come Home. I've been so long away from the turning of the day, when Sunday morning came and you were there to guide my way. We were young and we were old. We were sheltered from the cold by the warmth of Spirit's light. We had more love than we could hold. I didn't know how much I missed you until I came around again. I walked inside to meet you, just like a long-lost friend, and I'm home. I've come home. Misty are my eyes as I gaze up in the sky and feel you watching me through the eyes of galaxies. We are one and we are two, with still so much to do. So I take you in my heart to behold all that is true. I didn't know how much I missed you till I came around again. I walked inside to meet you, just like a long-lost friend, and I'm home. I've come home, and I'm home. I've come home.
Thank you so much, Lynn, for that beautiful, beautiful song. I want to devote our next few moments to having us contemplate how everything that we're experiencing in our world can be compost for us. Just like when we look at a rose, that is blooming beautifully, we see the beauty, but we also have to realize that a whole lot of garbage and compost went into making that rose, a whole lot of watering, a whole lot of just natural energy went into making it what it was. And some things that we don't think of as being pure went into the making of that rose. And I remember so many times hearing Thai, the great late Buddhist monk, talk to us about interbeing and about the Vietnam War. And so I just want to read just a little bit about what he said about the Vietnam War in the context of so many wars, in our face, in our media, we're being, just bombarded with all of this focus on the war in Ukraine and Russia. Some of it true, some of it not true. Some of it helpful, some of it very unhelpful. And so I think we can learn from looking back at some of the things that happened in Vietnam. And what Ty said is if only the United States had the vision of non-duality concerning Vietnam, we'd not have had so much destruction in both countries. The war continues to hurt both Americans and Vietnamese. If we are attentive enough, we can still learn from this war. And then he goes on to talk about how he's been retreating with people who were Vietnam veterans in America, and that it's painful and it's hard, and people are angry, and some people want revenge still on both sides. Some of them, he said, have never been able to be still in their own selves or even sit quietly and play with their children since that war. There's so much suffering. And so one of the things he thinks the most important thing we can do is to sit with each other and just be with whatever feelings we have and offer our suffering to the world and cultivate as much love, as much peace, as much joy in any moment so that we can bring that to the world to help heal this suffering so it doesn't continue to happen again. And he says, during this retreat, every day, many times a day, we practice mindful breathing and smiling at each other, encouraging each other to be happy and to come back to the flower in us, the rose that we are, this composted instrument of God's peace, and to see it in the trees and the blue skies, to see it in the clouds. Let's close our eyes for a moment and attune to this message. Make me an instrument of peace. Open my heart and my mind to this vibrational gift today, that I may serve as an instrument of peace in this world, of love, of harmony, of beauty, of oneness. Take a deep breath in of the flower that you are. Maybe you can even smell your favorite flower. Maybe you can see the sun in the petals of your own eyes. And on the exhale, open your eyes and send it out to the world. And now I offer you again this beautiful instrument of peace, Lynn Rose Curtain.
Well, I would like to begin a little bit with my background, which I started singing when I was 8 and playing piano, and then just started bringing my ukulele to as a candy striper to nursing homes, and I loved working with older people and kept doing that throughout my young years. And then eventually I went out on the road touring around the country with different groups and as a single artist doing the songs of the day, whether it was disco or country rock, country folk. And then I eventually started getting tired of that. And by then I was in Los Angeles trying to make it, trying to get people to record the music I'd written. And I met someone from the Los Angeles AIDS Hospice Committee. And this person asked if I would be interested in working as a buddy with some of their young men there and also sharing my music. And it was a life-changing event for me then because it was finally a wholesome, beautiful way to share this gift that I'd been given rather than singing in nightclubs and traveling all the time. And so I started working with the AIDS patients and just started doing hospice for many years, probably the last 40 years. I've been doing hospice almost all my life, either as a volunteer coordinator or, singing and playing for patients and their families, designing memorial services, and that took up a huge part of my heart and my life. And eventually I did get married. I met my husband in Los Angeles, and we moved around the country and traveled around the world. And we were married about 26 years. And in that time, in spite of doing hospice and sharing music, I was very devoted to him and to the family. And I kind of put music on the back burner other than working in hospice. And when he died in 2014, I realized I had to find myself again and kind of recreate myself and pull back who I was now. And so I started, I renovated our home into a music salon, started having events here, started singing myself, started singing in churches, and that's, thank God I did, and got to meet Judy, one of my most favorite people in this world. And so I just kept doing that, and finally my husband did die, and he was actually in hospice here in our home. And I took care of him with the help of the hospice team for 6 weeks. And it was fortunately one of those beautiful deaths where we kind of almost fell in love at a deeper level in the last few weeks of his life. And he died peacefully, beautifully, with a smile on his face. And it was just a wonderful segue into finding my new life without him after all these 26 years. So then I started, singing in churches and meeting people. And with Judy, I was led to meet Ragda when we did a healing drum over her. Hello, Ragda. and we got to meet and formed a very deep connection that just started blossoming like a rose, like flowers do in the wilderness. And we started, just this group of people started coming together in my life during this time, little by little. And one morning, I was walking my morning walk, and I had a very bad fall, injured my shoulder very badly, and I couldn't play music for a whole year, which was the first time that it ever happened to me that I couldn't play anything. And I could barely move, and And so it was like a life-changing event, because I really had to say, who am I? What have I been doing? What am I overcommitted to? What really do I need to do now that truly fills my heart and not the hearts of everyone else? And so it was a learning curve for me. And for that year, I contemplated who I was and what I wanted to do. And in that time, getting to know Ragda more and some other wonderful women here in the Jacksonville area, getting more back into my drumming and writing more. And then this group was formed out of 5 women, Ragda being one of the members, and Sherry Nicholson, Kathleen Halpern, Alexandra Blackwell, and they came to me asking if I had a song that they could use as their theme song for this group called Seeds of Joy, whose mission was to spread love and peace and joy to the world and to our communities locally. So I played, the first song I played, I had a whole list of things I was going to play, but that first song was White Buffalo. And they said that has to be our theme song for Seeds of Joy. And I played it, and then we all started crying. It was just one of the most divine evenings I've had in my life. And the song just resonated with all of us. And it's a song that I had written actually about 11 years ago when I was just getting into doing drum circles. And I was reading about the White Buffalo Calf woman, who is a part of the lore of the Lakota Indian tribe. And the white buffalo is a symbol of her coming in great times of transition on the earth. And it was back in the 90s I started reading about white buffaloes being seen all over our country and white animals all over the world of all kinds. And so I knew something was going to be happening in our world, and great transformation was going to take place. And so I sat with that and studied some of the Lakota teachings. And one night I received this song up in my studio, and I just started singing this song, and it all came out. Fortunately, I had my tape recorder. I recorded it. And this is the song I'm going to do for you now, which was a theme song and is the theme song for our Seeds of Joy group. And it's a song that deeply touches me for all of the Native American people in our country and all of the indigenous cultures in the world who have this awareness of a white animal and the importance that they all have symbolically for change, for love and unity to come back into the earth and to take care of Mother Earth and to learn that we are one and to learn that the creatures and the kingdoms of the world are to be revered and are just as alive as we are and just as important. So I'd like to share this song with you, and I did make one change when I joined the Seeds of Joy, and that was I put the Seeds of Joy in this song. So this is the chant, and if you see the words, if you feel so moved to sing any of it, I repeat it twice, so you might want to come in and sing with me. It would be lovely for our hearts to be united through music. Hey, yonder ho, yonder white buffalo. Hey, yonder ho, yonder white buffalo. Now that you appear, bells are ringing through the sticks. Now that you appear, bells are ringing through the sticks. Hey, yonder ho, yonder white buffalo. Hey, buffalo. Peace on Mother Earth, harmony in every tribe. Peace on Mother Earth, harmony in every tribe. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Planting seeds of joy into the heart of our world. Planting seeds of joy into the heart of our world. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Close, the time draws close, when hand in hand we'll walk as one. Close, the time draws close, when hand in hand we'll walk as one. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. 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 Now that you've appeared, bells are ringing through the spheres. Now that you've appeared, bells are ringing through the spheres. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Peace on Mother Earth, harmony in every tribe. Peace on Mother Earth, harmony in every tribe. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Planting seeds of joy into the heart of our world. Planting seeds of joy into the heart of our world. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Close, the time draws close, when hand in hand we'll walk as one. Close, the time draws close, when hand in hand we'll walk as one. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Hey, yana ho, yana white buffalo. Hey, yana ho, yana white
Thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful song, Lynn.
You're welcome.
I remember when I met Ragda and feeling such an amazing spirit coming from her and such a wonderful connection. You know, we know when we meet our soul friends, and it was lovely to hear you talk about feeling that connection with Ragda and with me. And I remember, I just wanted to say that I remember that we used to just meet for our birthdays, like go to
Yeah.
dinner for our birthdays. That, Ragda is a mom, at that time, full on mom with, um, so many boys, all these different aged boys, right? Yeah, yeah. So I just want to invite you, Ragda, if you want to say anything for a moment. But I just felt like at that time in life, it was like the seeds were planted, but they were underground, and then they just kept being nurtured until Lynn just blossomed out. And Ragda's kids went away to college, some of them, and she was freed up a little more, and then you both had transformed so much in that time period. And when you came together, it was like, you know. So, Ragda, if you would like to say a few words, please unmute and you can.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Judy, for giving me the opportunity. Um, yeah, so on Lynn, I just feel like I have shared this with you, Lynn and Judy, just to be able to observe and witness your transformation over the last several years. I mean, it's probably been 4 or 5.
Mhm.
Um, and you so graciously accepted Judy's request, to drum over me when I was really sick. And I just was kind of taken back by that, like, gosh, these women are just so like full of heart and love and joy and soul. And like, she's inviting me into her home. She doesn't even know me. They're going to drum over me. And it just was a beautiful connection. And then to be able to kind of watch you, it's just so joyous for me to watch you blossom in the way that you are blossoming. And I was talking with you yesterday how, you're in your mid 70s and here you are writing new music, creating new, I guess writing new songs, creating new music, and just it's like you're radiating just joy and love, and it's just like alive, like really alive in you. So I want to honor and recognize that I see that in you, and also just very humbly bow to you, listening to your heart, and trusting your heart so much right now. I really felt what you said earlier about it took a little bit for you to figure out, what does my heart want? Not, what everybody else's hearts want, but it's like, what does my heart want to birth and give and do and be? And that's how I see you. I see you in your light. So thank you. And then since you gave me the floor, Judy, I do want to just say, like, give a shout out to you and how you really teach me how to be selfless and generous and giving and loving, like without expecting anything in return. And it's a really golden quality that you have. And so everybody here, I'm assuming they know you as well. And so I just want to say thank you for bringing us all together. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ragda. I didn't even remember that we had drummed over you and that you were sick. I had completely forgotten that. And, it's so amazing because, we all bring out different qualities and see different qualities in each other. And you are just the nurturing goddess mother. and it's just always such a joy to be around you, especially with your boys, and to see how your love has gone into them and made them who they are too. And so, yeah, I celebrate friendship and love, and Lynn, I just like Ragda am so grateful I get to bear witness to the blossoming of Lynn Rose Curtain. It's just been an amazing, amazing privilege to see you and to hear these new songs now. It's amazing. So let's continue with your journey and your music.
All right. So I have been with the Seeds of Joy. Really, it has awakened so much in me. And then I have come together with a friend that I've known for many years who is a very talented artist, and we started collaborating on music. And I was learning to play the handpan, which has become my passion right now. It's like I can't play any of my instruments hardly at all. The handpan has consumed my heart. And so I started writing. These melodies kept coming, but I was having trouble getting words because it's very hard to play the handpan. It's so different from how the instruments I played in my life. And so I was having trouble getting the words to come through. And they would come through, but they weren't very important words. They're just kind of a little story. So I asked my friend Marina Vita if she would like to collaborate with me. We started collaborating, and the first song that we came up with together is one of the most amazing songs I've heard. I really am so honored that we were channels for this song because it's for the world at this time. We really need this song, and I'm sure it was sent to me and to us to put this out for the world. So we were recording different versions of this song to be released soon. We will release the first version probably on Spotify and different other social media. But this is the song Rivers of God, which the melody came through, some words, but Marina really got the words and harnessed the whole meaning of this whole song so beautifully. And so this is the song Rivers of God on my handpan, who I've named Joy, because she brings me so much joy. And again, if you once you get the melody down, if you'd like to sing this song, please do, because I know as you hear it, and then if you sing it too, it makes the healing and the resonance of the song so much higher if you choose to participate in singing it with me. So here is Rivers of God. We flow together upon the rivers of God, carried by angels we open new ways to the heart. Over mountains, through the skies, in the clouds, across the lands we fly. Beams of light with pure desire, we bring the love of God to stir the fire. Ancestors call us to honor the earth with love. We join each other beside the rivers of God. Over mountains, in the sky, through the clouds, across the lands we fly. rivers of light, with pure desire, we bring the love of God to stir the fire. We flow together upon the rivers of God. Carried by angels, we open new ways to the heart. Ancestors call us to honor the earth with love. We join each other beside the rivers of God. We flow together upon the rivers of God. Carried by angels, we open new ways to the heart. Ancestors call us to honor the earth with love. We join each other beside the rivers of God. We join each other beside the rivers of God. We join each other beside the rivers of God. We join each other beside the rivers of God.
That is magnificent. Thank you so much, Lynn.